this morning.
Plus, this weekend marks 2 somber anniversaries for the nation and the space program.
6 o'clock, let us say good morning, Tennessee Valley. So glad you're tuned in to Channel 3 Eyewitness News today. I'm Latrice Curry.
And I'm John Martin. Today is finally Friday, January 27th, 2017. We're going to check in with David Carnes for a look at the forecast in just a minute. But first, go ahead and heat up the skillet. We'll have why you might want to spend this cold weekend making some cornbread. That's in just a little bit. Should we let David into the picture now?
Let's see if David can come in.
So honored.
And join us, please,
Yes.
and talk to us. Hi, David.
How are you guys doing? It's
Good
Friday.
morning.
I want cornbread.
So we're
Everybody's
great.
kind of in a good mood. Yeah, maybe fry up some cornbread in that lodge skillet this weekend, and you will be doing yourself a favor. Outside right now, it's in the 30s, nice and chilly around much of the area. 38 in Chattanooga, 37 in Cleveland, 34 in Murphy, and 30 degrees up in Altamont. We're going to stay cool and blustery through the day. Breeze is blowing out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour, getting up to about 42 by 3 p.m., and then gets cold again this evening, down to 37 already by 9 p.m. on our way to the upper 20s, right around 30 degrees by tomorrow morning. Cold all weekend, a few light snow flurries maybe on Sunday. We'll talk about the potential coming up in a minute.
All right, David, thank you as always. Well, this week, Governor Bill Haslam is outlining a broadband push to expand access to the internet.
More rural Tennesseans will have access to reliable service. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pham tells us more about these plans now. Good morning, Tim.
Well, good morning to you guys. This is a big project. This is a $45 million plan announced by Governor Bill Haslam Thursday afternoon. And the idea is to get more internet access to areas that have struggled in the past. But it won't include companies like EPB and other electric service providers. They won't be able to get some direct profit or some benefit rather from this new initiative. Now, the Tennessee Broadband Accessibility Act, along with Haslam's proposed budget, will provide $45 million in grants and tax credits for service providers. That money will assist providers in making broadband available to unserved homes and businesses. Haslam says that 34% of rural Tennessee residents lack access meeting minimum standards to internet. EPB has tried for years to try and get around Tennessee law preventing it from offering its high-speed internet and television services outside of the city. But municipal companies like EPB would, if they were to partner with this initiative, they'd actually have to work as in a secondary capacity, not one of the privately owned organizations that will provide internet to these rural areas. The volunteer state ranks 29th in the country for internet access, and Governor Haslam hopes to change that and by bringing more access to these communities who normally don't have access to internet. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Tim Pham, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Tim, thank you very much for that live report. Well, new this morning, many of the VW vehicles impacted by the diesel emissions scandal are right here in Chattanooga.
Yeah, they're here waiting to be fixed or recycled. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Herron joins us now from the site where those vehicles are being held. She tells us more about all of this and what's going on. Michelle, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. Well, those vehicles are being stored here right next to the VW plant here in Chattanooga. This is just one of several locations across the country. This information this morning coming from the Chattanooga Times Free Press. What we know is that after those affected vehicles are brought to a dealership, the VW then picks those vehicles up and they bring them to regional facilities like the one here in Chattanooga. Now, they'll sit here and they'll be maintained until a proper fix that is approved can be figured out. That they haven't reached that point just yet, so they'll be sitting here. Now, if they can't be fixed, then those vehicles will then be recycled. That'll be something that will be taken up at a later date, but they'll be sitting here in Chattanooga. One thing that I also found very interesting is that one of these other locations is actually in Detroit at the Silver Dome. You may remember that was shut down a few years ago, but yeah, that's where some more vehicles are being held, and we don't know exactly how many are being held here yet. We're working to find that out for you, but for now, reporting live in Chattanooga, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much for that. At one area college, athletes are now questioning their next move after a surprise announcement.
Now, Dalton State College will cut 4 National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics sponsored sports teams and the cheerleading program in attempts to save money. Administrators estimate that program cuts and other budget tightening measures will save approximately $1 million for the 4-year college. The men's and women's tennis team, women's volleyball, and men's cross country team, along with the cheer program, will all be dropped, and scholarships for men's soccer and men's golf will be scaled back. Well, this weekend it is time to grease up the large skillet and get the cornbread mix out of the cupboard.
Yes, the deadline for entries into the National Cornbread Cook-Off is this Tuesday. Each year, of course, the National Cornbread Festival is looking for the best original main dish that involves cornbread. Your entry must include at least 1 package of Martha White cornbread and be cooked in Lodge cast iron. 10 finalists will be selected to compete for the glory on Saturday, April 29th in beautiful South Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
And I did not know until going to that before, there were so many different things
Variations
that you
of
could
cornbread?
do with cornbread. Yes.
If I do
you
one
have
thing
some
this
great
year,
recipes.
It has to be that. And now, David Carnes, though, you
I've for the past several years have been the MC of the Cornbread Cook-Off.
yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And literally, chefs and media from all over the country come and converge. And it is a big deal. And it's fun to just, the people are so nice and they're so talented. And it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
It's just a good slice of life here in the Tennessee Valley and surrounding areas, actually, Squatchy Valley. So, yeah, I'll encourage you to look into that. Temperature-wise for this morning, we are looking nice and cool out. 38 Chattanooga, 37 in Cleveland, 30 degrees in Altamont. And looking at our ViperCast imagery, breezy and blustery all day today. It's going to get out only up to about 43 degrees for our high in Chattanooga. Probably won't get out of the 30s up in the higher elevations, 43 in Dalton. And then tonight gets cold again, dropping down to the mid to upper 20s, 30 for the overnight low heading into Saturday morning for Chattanooga. And then actually a little bit warmer Saturday afternoon than this afternoon. 51 for the high Saturday, back down to 45 on Sunday with a light rain snow mix possible through the day on Sunday. We'll have details on that in just a moment. Right now, let's get you caught up on your up-to-date traffic. For that, we are going to head over to John Martin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, David. Thank you so much. 6:07 on this Friday morning, and taking a look at the Smartway network here, there are no reports of any accidents throughout the Channel 3 viewing area on your main interstate or state routes. Of course, if anything changes, we'll let you know right here on Channel 3.
Well, today NASA is remembering the crews of the Apollo 1 Challenger and Columbia tragedies.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of when a fire on the launch pad killed 3 astronauts at the start of the Apollo moon program. And this weekend is the 31st anniversary of the Challenger space shuttle being destroyed in an explosion less than 2 minutes after takeoff. All 7 members of that crew died. The Challenger Center was established in 41 cities, including Chattanooga, over 20 years ago to introduce students to science and technology, including simulated space missions. June Scobie Rogers, who lives in Chattanooga, was married to the Challenger's commander, Dick Scobie, and is the center's founder.
Yeah, we certainly do appreciate all that June Scobie Rogers and her family means to this community and the space program
Yeah, absolutely.
here. Yeah.
Well, it is 6:08 and coming up on Eyewitness News today, guess who's headed to the Super Bowl?
We are, well
not
we could only wish. Yeah. Okay, it's actually Paul Shaheen and Jill Jeldon. Details coming up after the break. Well, a sad story out of Whitfield County this morning. A mother found her toddler dead inside of her home last week, and now she's facing charges because of what police saw when they went inside. 27-year-old Tiffany Gibson told the sheriff's deputy her 19-month-old son was running a fever, and when she woke up the next day, the little boy was unresponsive. As of now, Gibson is not charged in her son's death, but deputies who responded to the scene say she was living in unsanitary conditions with her 2 children, and that led to 2 charges of child cruelty. Sheriff Chitwood said the sheriff's office welcomes anonymous tips for child abuse or neglect.
Well, the youngest suspect facing charges in the Lookout Valley triple murder case will remain in jail. Jacob Allison appeared before a Hamilton County judge Thursday morning, this time on new charges he received while out on bond. The 18-year-old is charged with beating his girlfriend's brother and car with a baseball bat. Allison is one of 3 charged in the Lookout Valley triple murder case. The other 2 suspects are being held without bond. Allison will be back in court on the new charges next month.
All right, a bit of health news. Through Tuesday, the Hamilton County Health Department offering free screenings in honor of Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. Officials say too many women face the disease in Tennessee, sometimes without even knowing it. A recent study found 9 women in every 100,000 were diagnosed with cervical cancer, but officials say it can be prevented with regular screenings.
Our program, we like to get people that haven't had, say it's been 5 to 10 years and you haven't had a pap smear. We're encouraged to get those people in.
Well, for details on the free screenings, just head to our website, WRCBTV.com. Ladies, make sure you get those screenings. 6:13, time now to check your local sports headlines. Here's Paul Shaheen.
The Scenic City played host to football royalty last night. Lou Holtz was in town. You name it, and he's won it. Everything from a national title in Notre Dame to a Southern Conference football title with William and Mary. And did you know that one? Maybe. He was trying to win one for Alzheimer's Tennessee last night, a disease that hits home for Lou as well.
It's also starting to affect younger people. Joe Gibbs, a great football coach, has a son, and he's very successful in the racing, but has the early stages of Alzheimer's. He's a very young individual, so it affects so many people, and I just hope we can find a cure.
Holtz was the keynote speaker at Hill & Hill's Tri-State Investor Summit benefiting Alzheimer's Tennessee last night. We also had some time to talk a little college football with Holtz. He said he thought Tennessee was a shoo-in to win the East last year, and he does understand fans' expectations heading into this season.
Tennessee is a lot like Alabama, Notre Dame. Instead of they're used to winning, they have a traditional winning going back era, years ago. And their enthusiasm, their excitement, 100,000 people, it's just a great environment. And Tennessee, college football is better when Tennessee's on top.
9 days until the Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots kick off in Super Bowl 51 in Houston, Texas. And here's the best part. We're going and we're taking you with us. Well, sort of at least. The WRCB sports team, Jill Jelnick and myself, will be in Houston at Super Bowl 51. Our live coverage starts later next week. We'll be on air and online our entire time in Houston. Follow along, and it's almost like you're there with us. Hey, quickly, the Lady Mocs won by 10 on the road at Wofford yesterday. Jasmine Joyner picked up her 6th double-double of the season. Keontae Davis showing out at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. Today, they visit the Children's Hospital. Game is tomorrow. We have practice sound from Keontae online, WRCBTV.com, and inside our app right now. Have one heck of a day.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. We'll try to do that. All right, now we've got a special dunk to show you that will have you asking, are they the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Harlem Globetrotters?
Okay, this is from overnight. The Timberwolves hosting the Indiana Pacers. The ball is saved twice at the half court. Okay, all right. Then there's a half court alley-oop to Shabazz Muhammad, who throws down the dunk. And of course, we'll have another look at this. We got one save. Okay, there's it. And then here comes Shabazz from the half court alley-oop. Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
That was a good sequence of plays there.
That's legitimately good. There you go. There's your sports ball for the morning.
Well, coming up on Eyewitness News today, David will be here with a look at your forecast.
It is 6:16. We're also going to let you know if there are any problems on your morning commute. Happy Friday, everyone. You're almost to the weekend.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News Traffic, sponsored by CHI Memorial's Mary Ellen Locher Press Center. We offer a full spectrum of clinical and support services. For an exam, call 423-495-4040.
Happy Friday, everyone. The time is 6:20. Let's take a live look outside at your morning commute. This is 75 at Ringgold. Taking a look at this all morning to show you that nothing is happening on the interstate system. That's great news for you. No injuries, no accidents of your main arteries that are going to slow you down. Of course, if anything changes, we will let you know right here on Channel 3. Let's talk about the forecast. For that, we turn to the one and only meteorologist, David Carnes. Good morning, David.
John, thank you, and good morning. We're looking at, some pretty chilly weather heading into the weekend. Cool and blustery even this morning. It'll stay that way through the day. Same basically through Sunday. Only big difference is going to be the potential for some light snow, maybe changing over into some light rain on Sunday afternoon, and then a few more flurries Sunday night into early Monday morning. Right now outside, mid to upper 30s, 38 Chattanooga, 37 Cleveland. Murphy, you're at 34, and the coolest spot we have is Altamont at 30 degrees. A little breeze keeping a bite to the air at 6 miles per hour out of the west-northwest. Now with the cool air, no snow today or tomorrow. You can see all of the snow staying well to the north. It will continue to fall there. For us, partly to mostly cloudy skies today. Clouds increasing as we move through the afternoon, and you can see these wind arrows getting a little bit larger. That indicates a little more of a breeze blowing, 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the west. Then we move into Saturday, and Saturday morning is going to be cold again in the upper 20s and low 30s, and then Saturday afternoon, the winds begin to take a little bit of a southerly component, and that's going to warm us up. 43 for the high today. We'll get up to the low 50s tomorrow, so about an 8 to 10 degree warm up tomorrow afternoon from this afternoon. We'll get cool again on Sunday, 45 the high, and Sunday morning it'll be in the upper 20s and low 30s. So we'll see a few light snow flurries developing around the Tennessee Valley. As we warm into the 40s during the afternoon, maybe briefly we see that changing into a few isolated rain showers here and there. And then as we move into Sunday night and early Monday morning, I'm talking about 2, 3 in the morning, we'll see that transitioning back into some light snow flurries. And then by Monday afternoon, everything clears out, and we're actually going to begin to warm up as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures will climb into the upper 50s and low 60s by the middle of next week. I don't think we'll see much of any accumulation in the valley. I do think you'll see a few flurries floating around. In the mountains, maybe some light accumulations here and there. Today, look for a high of 43 degrees, mostly cloudy, just blustery all day. You'll want that coat all day long pretty much. And then as we head into tonight, the winds die down a bit, but still it's going to be cold. 30 in Chattanooga, upper 20s in many other areas outside of town. Moving into Sunday, I'll put the rain chance or the chance for precipitation at 30%, starting out as light snow showers, then changing over into a few isolated rain showers, then back to a few flurries Sunday night into early Monday morning. And looking forward, and we all will be after Sunday and Monday, to highs in the upper 50s and low 60s by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Look at that. That's what I was going to say. Warming back up again.
So see, like the cold weather, we got it. A little bit of snow, we got it. Warm weather,
everything.
we got it. Whatever you want.
Yes, thank you. Well, today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day, and in Poland, conservation is underway to save some of the last symbols of the Holocaust from decay. A team of experts are attempting to restore the barracks at Auschwitz. According to museum officials, preserving the buildings will serve future generations of visitors after the last witnesses of the Holocaust crimes pass away. Around 1.5 million people, most of them Jews, were killed at the concentration camp in German-occupied Poland between 1940 and 1945.
The Marion County Food Bank is well stocked in cereal thanks to friends from 800 miles away.
Well, Whitwell Middle School is known for its Holocaust Project, when they collected paper clips to represent the Jews who died in those concentration camps. The school put out a call for help in stocking the food bank's shelves, thinking some locals would bring over just a few boxes. And then, well, a Jewish temple near Philadelphia heard about it and brought down 600 boxes and over $2,000 in cash. Now you're going to want to watch David Carroll's story on this. It's inside the WRCB app. Great story. All right, time now to take a look at our birthday salutes. Up first, we want to say congratulations and happy 3rd birthday to our Bojangles winner, Blakely Wilson. Your family wants you to have a great weekend. All right, and make sure that you come by the station to pick up your prize. Congratulations there, Blakely. Up next, we want to say happy birthday to Allison Wilkes, who is turning 21. Allison is a nursing student and currently works at Hamilton Medical Center. Your mom says you are a beautiful daughter, and she is so proud of you. Turning 12, meet Bradley Green, who is a 6th grader at Inglewood Elementary School. The note says he is a great big brother, and we believe you have a great birthday there, Bradley.
Well, happy birthday, Michael Mayan, who's hitting the double digits, turning 10 this week. He is a 4th grader at Berean Academy. His parents have put his birthday on every year, and we are, of course, glad to continue the tradition. We hope you enjoy your day. And of course, happy birthday to foster grandparent Evelyn Cummings, who's turning 85. Miss Cummings serves at Maurice Kirby Child Care Center. Thank you for all that you do in our community. And happy 8th birthday to Naira Rivers. She's a Girl Scout and goes to Normal Museum Magnet School. Your family loves you a lot and hopes that you have an absolutely great day.